Can 2026 please, for the love, be the year that guys go up and talk to women in public again? Like, I know there's guys out there that do this, but not enough. There's not enough, because guys who just sit and stare at you from across the room, they just keep making eye contact with you, and you just make eye contact back and forth. Like, please, just go say hello. Just go say hello. It's really not that hard. If she's making eye contact back with you, like if you guys are making eye contact back and forth several times, she wants you to come say hello, okay? If you look at a girl, you find her attractive, and you never see her looking at you again, she probably doesn't want to talk to you, okay? Or she has a boyfriend, whatever. But if she keeps making eye contact with you, that is your sign to go up and say hello. And it is so much more attractive when a guy takes initiative. It shows so much confidence. So what? You shoot your shot and you miss? You're going to miss regardless if you don't go say hello. It's so silly to me. This happens all the time. And twice in the past week, I've had scenarios like this, totally opposites. Last Saturday, me and this guy, he sat across from me at this restaurant we were at, and we made eye contact a few times. I get up, we go to the bathroom, we're about to leave. We're washing our hands outside the bathroom. He comes over, says hello, we talk, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you for coming to make a move and say hello. This morning, I was at the gym, and this guy, one of my guy friends at the gym, texts us, and he's like, you guys have an admirer? And I was like, what? And he's like, this guy, he's like, will you please talk to them for me? Like, see if, like, whatever. And he's like, no, these girls are cool. Like, they don't want some punk guy who's not going to come say hello. I'm like, thank you. Like, no, girls don't want a guy who's not going to take initiative. Like, girls want guys who are confident. So even if you aren't confident, you should shoot your shot regardless, because you're going to look so much better and have so much better of a chance if you just shoot your shot.
And then what's the point of approaching when they're going to reject you? Before approaching, you could be having a good day, and now that you approached and got rejected, you feel ugly and worthless. Just go say hello. It's not that hard. So why don't women do it then? Not every guy is over 6 feet. Some of us are 5'7" and deemed unlovable. Most women say they're not attracted to most men. That means a small group of guys is getting all the attention. When you're in that top percentage, you don't have to approach. It's not arrogance, just simple supply and demand. Too many options equals no reason to approach. So if everyone wants the same guys, women end up having to make the first move to stand out. It's a simple numbers game at this point. We're done making the same mistake over and over. That's the definition of insanity. Now it's invest in who picks us. That's not saying we're not confident. We want someone that wants us, not wins you.
I just got back from the bar, and there was 2 guys sitting next to me. One was probably my age, and the other guy was a little bit older. And the younger guy was like talking about all the girls he's talking to or whatever. And so the older guy says, which one do you like the best? Like, tell me about her. And so the younger guy goes, well, she works at blank and she does blah, blah, blah. And the older guy just stops him and is like, wait, why would I care where she works? Like, how does she make you feel? Where did you take her? What did you guys do? And I don't know, I feel like there's a lesson in that.
Men do not care about your job. They do want you to like your job, though.
Someone please tell me there is a better way to meet people than dating apps. Because I cannot stand any more of this superficial bullshit. And as a woman who is always working or just getting through life, and I live in a small town in the arse end of nowhere, the chances of meeting someone are slim to when hell fucking freezes over. So, open to suggestions. How do people meet people these days that don't involve going out to the pubs? Because nobody seems to go out to the pubs these days either. So, answers on a postcard, please. Let me know potential ideas on how to actually meet people.
If you're 40, struggling on dating apps and calling everything superficial, here's why it's entirely your fault. You wasted your 20s and 30s, 2 decades of peak attractiveness and opportunity, not securing a partner when it was easiest. Now you're competing in the worst possible market position. You're calling apps superficial because you're being judged on appearance and being rejected. That's not superficiality, that's you not being attractive enough for the men you want. Dating apps are visual first by design. If that's not working for you, it's because you're not visually competitive. You're 40. You're not going to do better meeting people in person where age, weight, and physical decline are even more immediately apparent. At least apps let you carefully select photos. You're seeking validation from TikTok instead of honestly examining why you're alone at 40. That's avoidance, not problem solving. Here's the accountability. Apps aren't superficial. You're just not attractive enough in the metrics apps measure: looks, age, presentation. Meeting people organically won't solve your problem because your fundamental issue is market value, not platform. You're 40 and single because you made choices that led here: bad priorities, unrealistic standards, poor selection, or undesirability. No meeting method will fix that. Stop blaming apps for showing you exactly where you rank in the dating market. The superficial BS you can't stand is just reality reflecting back what you don't want to see. You're not competitive. If you want better results, dramatically lower your standards to manage your actual value. Lose weight, improve appearance, become more attractive. Date significantly older men who see you as younger relative to them. Accept that apps are showing you accurate market feedback and adjust accordingly. Or stay single blaming platforms for your failures instead of fixing yourself. Apps aren't your problem. You are.
Let me tell y'all how wild my dating life has been here. Well, it's not even wild. It's the opposite of wild. It is non-existent. It is at 0% in Miami. And so obviously I am a Black woman, but more specifically, I'm a Black American woman, and I'm also 42 years old. So that's really the whole crux to this problem, is I don't fit the demographic here. There's just not enough of other people. So I'm from the DMV area, and my dating life up there, complete contrast to what is going on down here. I have no issues, okay? But I had no idea I was gonna come down here and feel like ugly every day. And I'm like, damn, am I ugly? So, as a Black American woman, well, speaking for myself, because I don't think this is law, but I am most attracted to Black American men, or I will let a first generation African slide into. But I'm most attracted to people who identify as Black American. I need the colloquialisms. I need the expressions of culture that we both can understand. I need to talk to you about, a Martin episode and you understand what I'm talking about, or, all of the things that make Black American culture and so rich. I need that in my partner. And so I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So it's funny because I am on the dating apps, and like on Hinge, you can move your cursor to different cities, right? So if I move my cursor to Houston, Atlanta, especially back in DC, overnight, 50 likes. Boom. And I don't think that I'm like this gorgeous woman at all, but I don't think I'm ugly either. But in Miami, that thing can be on there for a week and I will get like a like, maybe. And I'm being generous, like a single like. And I'm like, damn, okay. Is this for real? But it's dead ass. And moving here, people are like, oh, you need to date this type of person, this type of person. Baby, I don't want to be that open. I don't think I want to be that open. So I'm having to import dates, and that's a whole nother story.
Let me correct this delusion immediately. Miami has millions of people. Quality men absolutely exist there. They're just not interested in dating a 42-year-old woman when they have access to younger, more attractive options. Here's the reality. Miami is one of the most competitive dating markets in the world, filled with beautiful younger women, models, influencers, and women in their 20s and early 30s. Quality men in Miami, successful, attractive, desirable, are dating women 25 to 35, not 42-year-olds. She's competing in a market where her age puts her at massive disadvantage against overwhelming competition. The quality men she wants have unlimited options and zero incentive to choose her. Here's what's actually happening. Quality men exist in Miami. They're visible, active, and dating, just not her. She's not attractive enough, young enough, or valuable enough to compete for the men she considers quality. The men available to her at 42 don't meet her standards, so she's declaring there are no quality men rather than accepting she's not competitive for who she wants.
This isn't a Miami problem. She could be in any city and face the same issue. At 42, she's aged out of competitiveness for quality men who have younger options. Here's the accountability. Stop blaming location for your failure to attract quality men. Miami isn't the problem. Your age, your value, and your unrealistic standards are. Quality men are everywhere. They're just not choosing 42-year-old women when 28-year-olds are available. If you can't find quality men willing to date you, you need to either accept men at your actual level, older, divorced, limited options, become significantly more attractive to compete with younger women, nearly impossible at 42, move to a less competitive market, but you'll face the same age disadvantage anywhere, genuinely accept being single instead of blaming geography for your uncompetitiveness. There are quality men in Miami. You're just not quality enough for them to choose you over their abundant younger options.
Here's the thing, girls love to complain about how guys don't make the first move anymore, whether that's in person, on Cuffed, on Raya, the gym, whatever. Men are not approaching women anymore the way that they used to once upon a time. But then I see these girls when men do approach them, and if they don't think they're cute, these girls are so mean sometimes. And I'm not saying you have to give your number out to every man that approaches you, but if you want men to be more comfortable going up to women, at least be nice, give them the time of day for like 0.7 seconds before letting the conversation die down, and boost the morale, boost the collective, because it's a systemic issue of men not having the confidence to go up to women anymore. But I don't blame them, because when they finally have the courage to, their ego gets stomped, which I'm not above stomping some man egos around here, but like, it's just not always warranted. You can be nice.
The worst she can say is no. Biggest lie ever told. It's not an ego thing. We just don't want to get called a creep for just saying hi. Men have realized how great life is without drama in it. Peaceful solitude is the way forward for most.
Girls influencing girls is one of the most underrated relationship destroyers. Stop sharing your relationship and your problems with your friends, full stop. The second you tell your girl a bad thing your man did, that's the only version of him she will remember. He could evolve, be perfect, change. She will never see that. She'll just see the mistake. And most girls do not have your best interest at heart. Sorry. They don't know your dynamic. They don't see the private moments, the growth, the good times. They just hear the drama and subconsciously enjoy it. And the moment your man slips up, they're circling like vultures. You deserve better. I would never tolerate that. Ew, that's so icky. You can do so much better than him. And slowly they get into your head. They make you forget why you chose him. They make you question your relationship that was actually fine. Because misery loves company. Unless he's actually toxic, disrespectful, whatever, then you already know. I don't need to tell you. But other than that, keep your relationship private. Even if you have that one ride or die friend who checks you objectively, who tells you when you're wrong, who doesn't project her bitterness onto your relationship, then I guess that's fine. That's different. But most girls think they have that friend, and they don't actually have that friend. Some want you single so they can party with you, or you can party with them. Some want you miserable to feel better. Some just love the drama, and some do care, and they end up holding on to those memories. So protect your relationship. Not every thought needs to be shared. Not every argument needs an audience. Privacy is key.
The number one enemy of a married woman is a divorced female friend. Single women try to keep other women single. Leave him, block him. Also, the friends only hear her side of the story.
The fact that I'm single and 30 and live directly above a bridal atelier, so every single day when I'm walking into my building, I literally see the most gorgeous wedding dresses, and I have to think about how I literally might never ever have a husband.
You became the man the government wanted you to become.
The time to get married to a high-value man was in your 20s. Now you have to settle. In 5 years, maybe game over. I used to feel sorry for such women, but now I feel sorry for their therapists. Lower your over-high standards based on your self-assessment of your value in the mating/marriage marketplace. Start with the men you friend-zoned. You'll be engaged within 2 months.
Okay, these are specific times that I want a boyfriend. Okay, first one is when my friends are all busy with their boyfriends. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to explain that. Okay, the second one is when it's past 8 p.m. and I'm home for the night. So I already did the plans for the night where it ended early and I'm back home. Like, I would want a boyfriend to come home to. You know what I mean? Ugh, when you want to beat a dead horse, but with a new audience. Because here's the thing. You can beat a dead horse with your besties all day long, but getting to tell your boyfriend all of the different nuances and like getting to explain it to an outsider, oh my God, that is the best feeling in the world. And boys are a little dumb. They need the repetition. It's incredible. Ugh. Next one is after 3 glasses of wine. Again, I feel like that's self-explanatory. Yeah. Ooh, on the days that I feel like being right or being smarter than someone. Yeah. When I need a DD for girls' night because it's so fun and like you get to be that girl who has their boyfriend pick you all up because, you know, your boyfriend's just that awesome and like everyone loves getting to debrief the night with him. Ugh, come on. That's so much fun. I want that. And if there's a bug, he could fix that. Or at least he should. Oh my God, when my car needs an oil change, like please God, make that someone else's problem. Ugh, not mine. Okay, this one's really offensive after I see an aesthetic photo of a couple. And what makes this even more offensive is when I see this on like Pinterest and it's like vision board inspo. Like, yeah, I know that was on my vision board, okay? Fuck off. Lastly, when my friends have plans. And you might be thinking that's really close to the first one, but it's actually not because it's not okay if I'm just like butting in on their, you know, second cousin's bridal shower. You know what I mean? So that would be really nice for me to have a boyfriend then, so that I wasn't alone and I could have a nice time. This is the list I came up with, but if you have any more, leave them in the comments.
She's listing the specific times she wants a boyfriend. When her friends are busy with their boyfriends, past 8 p.m. when she's home for the night, when she wants to beat a dead horse with a new audience, after 3 glasses of wine, on days she feels like being right or being smarter than someone. She just accidentally revealed exactly why she's single and why she should stay that way. Let me translate what she's actually saying. She wants a boyfriend as a convenience, not a person. He's a backup plan for when her friends aren't available, second priority entertainment. He's supposed to fill her boredom after 8 p.m. when she has nothing better to do. He exists to be her emotional dumping ground for repetitive complaints her friends are tired of hearing. He's her drunk texting target after wine when she's feeling lonely and impulsive. He's someone she can argue with and feel superior to when she needs an ego boost. This isn't wanting a partner. This is wanting an on-demand emotional support appliance who exists solely to serve her needs with no consideration for him as a human being. Here's why no quality man will sign up for this. We're not your backup plan when friends are busy. We're not your boredom cure after 8 p.m. We're not your therapist for complaints you've recycled to everyone else. We're not your drunk dial option. We're not punching bags for your need to feel intellectually superior. She's describing a man as pure utility, something to use when convenient, not someone to build with. This is why she's single. Quality men recognize women who see them as appliances rather than partners, and we avoid them entirely. She should stay single until she learns to value men as actual people instead of convenience tools.
Bro, I think I cracked the code. I think I understand what's happening now. So my whole life, right, like never cared about guys and like whatever. Like it was super easy back then to tell. I don't know if it's because men were more forward or like we didn't have social media for them to like learn. But before, when a guy just wanted to smash, like it was super obvious, right? And then you were just like, no thanks, because I know what this guy's about. Like I know exactly what he's gonna do. Cool, bye. Now they're all they know. Like they all know now how to act like the good guy. They're smart. I think with social media they be teaching each other. You see all these reels, but now it's so hard to determine like who's the good ones, who's the bad ones, like who wants to really pursue you, who wants to just smash, because they're all nice. Bro, it's so scary out here. So in turn now, like afterwards, when you're like, hey, like what's yo, they ghost you after. This is so funny, but like good for you guys. You finally figured it out, but like an L for us for real, because what? Yo, and I've never been psycho. Literally never been the person to be like, oh my God, why are you not hitting me up? I mean, still won't be, but like, yo, I get it now. I get how there's the girls out here now that are like, oh my God, like he ghosted me. Girl, yes, I won't ever again blame a girl for being like, oh my God, like you slept with him. No, girl, like I would have felt for it too. They're good out here now. This is a bad time to be single.
Yeah, social media got them insight into how women's brains work and what they talk about, so they adapted. That's life in general. Just live life and take the chance with someone you like.
Okay, genuine question for those that say that women should go 50-50 in a relationship with a man because it's the 21st century and we're equals now.
Okay, what's the question?
Do you think that women fought for the right to have our own money, have our own bank accounts, have our own property, just to turn around and give that to a man?
It really sounds like someone is just a tad bit confused on what actually equality really entails.
To the same people that were fighting us on it, that were like, no, you're not equal. Oh man, I wish you could have a bank account, but you're just not equal.
Wait till they find out that men, some of them at least, actually fought alongside women in their struggle for equality. But then again, that would ruin their narrative.
And then we fought them so fucking hard that they were like, okay, fine, but we get half.
Do you think that someone realizes that splitting the finances 50-50 actually means that the money goes to the bills and expenses? Yeah, probably not.
Do you have a brain hemorrhage? Hey, do you have a tumor?
No, but I can imagine someone that might.
That might be happening with you because your words aren't making any sense.
Well, not everyone has the greatest comprehension skills.
She says equally, but when it comes to equally, they want no part in it unless it benefits them.
Dating for the first time in 3 years for date number 7. Featuring my dating spreadsheet where I log all the stats of my first dates. This is actually the first date where I actually met them in the wild, like not on Hinge, not on a dating app. I actually met them on Facebook. I was renting out my apartment for a month and a half while I was gone traveling. We kind of DM'd on Facebook a little bit because at this point it was literally just for renting my apartment. He came over to my apartment basically just to double check that we both were real people and that this was an actual offer. And then he ended up staying and chatting with me for like an hour very easily. We got along super well. Talking to him was super easy. It was about 3 weeks until I was gonna leave. We ended up texting pretty much every single day, like multiple times a day, which I feel like is not normal for someone who's just gonna rent out your apartment. I ended up casually kind of saying if we should hang out, and he invited me to go to the beach. And so we met up and we sat there on the beach and talked for about 2 hours. Talked about traveling, we talked about what we did, like work, kind of like everything. It was super easy. I definitely felt like it was a bit of a flirty vibe, like we weren't just hanging out, like there's a potential for more. At the end, he had a work call that he had to go to, so we left the beach, we hugged goodbye, we continued texting from there. The day before I left for my trip, he came over, got the keys for me for my apartment. Again, we hung out and chatted for like an hour. He helped carry all my things to my car. Like very good vibes. And I left for my trip and promptly he stopped texting me. At first I thought it was maybe just he was letting me travel, but I didn't hear from him hardly at all the whole time I was gone. I checked in to be like, hey, did you burn down my apartment? And he was like, yep, it's all good, no worries. The day I came back, he came over to drop my keys off and it was literally a 2-minute thing. He just came over, dropped my keys off and left. And I was like, oh, that's different. About a week later, I texted him and said, hey, what's up? I thought there was kind of something going on here. He's like, sorry, I travel too much for work and I don't have time. So that's great. So in terms of my spreadsheet, I did actually meet him in the wild. We did say that we would meet again. Like he said that, I said that. We did exchange numbers, obviously, because he was renting my apartment anyway. I gave the actual date a 5 out of 5 stars. It was phenomenal. It was super easy to talk to him. We talked about everything. The date itself, phenomenal. He just ghosted me. He also felt like one of the most mature guys I had talked to until the whole just like ghosting me thing. Follow for first date number 8.
Obviously your fault. Clearly.